Right. Over the years of my teaching, I observed that some students are not too sure the difference between having to factorize an expression versus having to solve an equation. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the difference between factorizing versus solving an equation. Right. So the two keywords here, the first one is factorize, and the second one is solved. Right, so what does it mean by factorizing an expression? And what does it mean by solving an equation? Right, let's deal with factorization first. And then we'll go on to show examples how we solved an equation. So it's a difference between the letter F and the letter S. All right, so let's do some basic questions first. If you're asked to just factorize 2x minus 6, factorize 2x minus 6, what do you do? Right, so what you need to do is just to extract the common factor, and then you convert it into linear factors, and then you stop there. Right, so if you look at what you have here, 2x minus 6, the common factor is 2, right? Because you can actually write 6 as 2 times 3. So the common factor is 2. So you just simply extract 2 out, right? And then write it as 2 bracket x minus 3. So there are 2 linear factors there. And then basically you just stop there. The action just stopped there. So how about solving an equation? So if you see the word solved, S-O-L-E, solving the equation is just like solving a mystery, solving a problem. So usually there is an answer for it. Okay, there's an answer for it. So if you ask to solve 2x minus 6 equals to 0, that means you are asked to find the value for x. The value for x. So you are supposed to solve for the values. That means you find the values of x. Right, so what do? You just basically add 6 on both sides, and you get 2x equals to 6, and then you divide by 2 on both sides. You get 6 divided by 2, x equals to 3. So what it means here is when you substitute x equals to 3, all right, you would get on the left-hand side, 2 bracket 3 minus 6 equals to 6 minus 6 equals to 0, which is what you get on the right-hand side. So that is solving an equation. Basically, finding a value of x, or values of x, depending on what equations you're solving. Right, let's do something that's more intermediate. So if you ask to factorize a quadratic expression, okay, I use the word expression. Expression is something that's not equal to 0. Equal to 0 is an equation. Okay, so what we have here is an expression. This is an expression. Okay, right. So in this case here, right, you have to use a more sophisticated method that's called the cross method. If you were to recall something like that, right? All right, and then what you do is you just convert it into the linear factors. So the two linear factors are x minus 2 and x minus 1. So these are your two linear factors. And basically, you just stop there. You don't do any more. So factorizing means you actually convert the expression into linear factors or into bracket. You see, there are two brackets, then into bracket. Okay. But if you're asked to solve it, then basically you're just finding the values of x that satisfy the equation. So in this case here, yes, you still have to find the linear factors first. You still have to factorize it, find the linear factors, and then you use the zero product rule, right? And you get two values. Basically, you get x equals to 2 or x equals to 1. What it means is that when you substitute x equals to 2 here, you will get right-hand side equals to 0. And the other possible values is when you substitute x equals to 1, okay, you would also get the right-hand side equals to 0. Right, so basically, this is the difference between factorizing an expression versus solving an equation. All right, so as usual, after we have learned something, we'll try to apply our knowledge, right? So let's try to classify. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some answers and then some questions, and let's see if we can match them. All right, so on the left-hand side are all the answers, and on the right-hand side are all the questions. So let's look at the first one, x equals to 8. So x equals to 8. What do you think is the answer? What kind of, is it, is the question an expression where you need to factorize it, or is the question solving? Yeah, so x equals to 8 is a value, right? It's an answer. So therefore, we should look for keywords such as solve an equation, solve something, right? So if you were to observe very carefully, right, a straightforward one will be this guy here, solved for x minus 8 equals to 0. You just basically add 8 on both sides. Wait, hang on, too fast. You just add 8 on both sides, and then you get x equals to 8. Right, so the second one is also possible. To get x equals to 8. Right, you just have to divide by 2 on both sides. And you would have x minus 4 equals to 8 divided by 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Add 4 on both sides. You get x equals to 8. All right, so there are two possible ways of asking to get x equals to 8. So how about x equals to 2/3? So x equals to 2/3, again, it's a value, it's a solution. So you should look for keywords like soft. Right, so which one? So you're only left with this guy. Oh, you're only left with the guy. So how do you get the answer? Basically, you just add 2 on both sides. And then you will have 3x equals to 2. And then you divide by 3 on both sides. You get x equals to 2/3. So that's how we get, okay, x equals to 2/3 is the answer for solved for 3x minus 2 equals to 0. All right, then how about the third one? So if you look at the third one, this guy here is mainly linear factors. It's not a solution. It's not an answer. It's just a linear factors. Linear factors is just bracket, right? So that is the case, you look out for words called factorize. So which one do we go for? Yes, we go for this guy here, because if you look at it carefully, this is equals to 3x plus 27. You can break it down into 3 times 9. So therefore, your common factor is 3. So you just extract it, and you get that linear factors. And then the last one, okay, the last one again, a makeup of 2 linear factors, right? So the keyword to look out for is factorize. And this one here, if you were to recall, we will have to use the cross method to factorize it. Right, so your linear factors would be 3x minus 2, where we have it here. And the other guy is x minus 1, where we have it here. Okay, so how about the third one? It appears that there's still one more here. So what do you think would be the answer for this? If you were to look at 3x minus 2, there's no common factor. right? There's no common factor. So basically, you most of the time you won't see an exam questions like that lah. But you can still go ahead and factorize it, even though there is no common factor. You can still extract the 3 out, and what you have here will be 2/3. You can still factorize it, right, to get 3 bracket x minus 2/3. But most of the time lah, in the exam, most of the time they would ask you to just factorize at 3x minus 6, 3x minus 9. But it's possible, it's still possible that they may ask you to factorize 3x minus 2. Okay, and this will be the answer. Okay, so I hope this video helps you a little bit to understand the difference between factorizing an expression versus solving an equation. Right, thank you very much for watching this video. Okay, so don't go yet. There's still something that I want to share with you, you folks. There is something that I'm trying to do now, and that is which is I think rather useful or helpful, to being a happy person. And that's, I'm trying to like write down 3 grateful things. It could be something I've done this morning, or it could be something you've done in the day, before you go to sleep. Think of the 3 good things you have done, right? Or 3 small little goals that you've achieved, or like, 3 good things. Basically, it can be like you help someone in the little ways. It doesn't matter, maybe you let an old person take your cue, or you give way to someone rushing to catch the bus or something like that. So what are 3 grateful things I've done this morning? Yes, waking up today. This morning, I'm very grateful. Okay, I'm feeling great because I actually wake up having an unblocked nose. Most of the morning, I'll wake up having my nose blocked, and that will make me quite miserable because I have a very sensitive nose. So waking up with an unblocked nose, actually, it's something that I'm very grateful for. And of course, today, I managed to do slow jogging for 15 minutes. Right. It seems maybe like a small task for people who exercise every day, but for some people who don't, able to achieve it, I think is something that I'm grateful for. And of course, I did this video. Usually I would have to take about 2-3 days to do a video, and then I would just, do 5 minutes, walk around the house, and then come back and then 5 minutes. But basically today, I managed to do this video in the morning and accomplish it. So what are the 3 grateful things you have done this morning?